guys, my name is Natasha Demore, and this is Internet Kids. It's a podcast where I interview my friends about fandoms that we love. This is episode 1, the inaugural episode, and I figured the first episode of this would have to be about Homestuck because Homestuck is my favorite thing, all caps, favorite thing. And I figured the best person to talk to about Homestuck would be the person who I spent most of high school obsessing over Homestuck with. Her name is Valérie, and she will say hello now.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Valérie.
Yes. Yeah, we, all of high school, like, I don't know, what grade? Grade 10? Grade 9?
Yeah, I think grade 10.
Something like that. We got into Homestuck, and we were very, very into it. We're still very, very into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, at least we're not wearing horns everywhere.
Yeah, that
anymore.
is something we're gonna mention. the many embarrassing things we did in high school related to Homestuck.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, so just, this is a podcast I wanted to do for a while where I have a lot of fandoms that I like, and I have a lot of friends who like a lot of the same fandoms as me, so I wanted to have an excuse to chat about that for an hour. It's gonna be either monthly or twice a month. I haven't decided yet, but, you know, you'll find out soon. Keep watching my channel. And this is the beginning of it all. I have a few questions that I'm gonna kind of go through as like jumping off points, but I figure we love Homestuck enough that we can fill up an hour just talking about it. Before we even started this, we were already talking about Homestuck, so if that's any indication of how much we're gonna have to say, it's a lot. So yeah. Before I ask questions, I just wanted to like quickly explain what Homestuck is, just in case anyone's listening to this and doesn't know or like hasn't read it before, which I guess is possible that there's people out there who don't know what Homestuck is, maybe. But essentially it is a webcomic. It's like almost 10,000 pages long. It's a very long webcomic. It started in 2009. It's written and drawn by Andrew Hussie. It was an internet phenomenon a few years ago. I mean, it still is, but like in 2012, kind of, it was like you could not go on the internet without seeing Homestuck. It's about a bunch of kids who play a game called Spurb, which ends up creating a new universe. That's pretty much like the very, very vague basic plot of it. Anything else you would use to describe what Homestuck is?
Weird?
Well, yeah. It's weird. It's very hard to describe. Like, that's even like a joke in the Homestuck fandom. Like, what the fuck is Homestuck? Because what is it? I don't know.
You know, I guarantee when you reread it, you get a little bit more of an idea.
Yeah. Well, I think once you read it, you know what it is, but like to explain it, you have to explain the whole story. There's no like one sentence explanation of what it is.
That's true.
Like, I'm pretty sure on the website, his description of it is, like, a story about 4 friends who play a game.
There you go.
Which, like, I guess it is technically that.
That's very... You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Homestuck is a story about 4 friends who play a game. And if you need more explanation than that, Google it.
Read it.
And read it. You should definitely read it. Valerie's rereading it right now. And I want to reread it now.
You need to. There's so much going on
that
you just didn't catch on the first time. At least I didn't. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bet.
It's kind of insane. For example, like there's things that happen that like relates to the future, but you don't notice it when you get to the future part because so much happened in between that you didn't think about it when it happened ages ago. So like I was just like, oh my gosh, did I think of this the first time I read it? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Because there's so much foreshadowing. And like, I know the moment, and this is a spoiler. If you're listening to this, there's going to be a lot of spoilers. So don't expect this to be spoiler free at all.
Yeah, no, that's impossible.
It's like pretty much impossible to talk about Homestuck without spoiling it. I know like way towards the end when John like goes back and like his arm appears in like a bunch of scenes. Hussey went back and edited all those pages, so now if you read it now, the arm is there. It's like retroactive foreshadowing.
It's so cool. I see it sometimes and I'm like, oh my god, look, an arm. And I pointed out to my friend who's reading it now and he's like, what is that? And I'm like, I'm not telling you.
You'll find out in like several thousand pages.
Yeah.
Very long time. Oh, it's so good.
It is so good.
I love it so much.
And you know how that's like the window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he sticks his arm through the window? Yeah.
And that's funny because it's you see the window in the first few pages where Rose opens like her grim dark book and then she's like, and then just read pages about like some science thing. And it's the window. And then you see the window in Jade's room. Yeah. And you just see it everywhere.
Oh my god, and it like doesn't become relevant for like ages.
Yeah, I know.
I definitely need to read. I have never reread it since I read it the first time, which started in I started reading in 2011.
Oh gosh. It's magical.
I know, I really need to. That's like my goal this summer. Reread Homestuck. So I guess I'll go with my first question just to kick it off. I figure the most important question to ask about any fandom is who is your favorite character?
Oh, but this is the hardest fandom for that to do.
I know, I'm sorry. But if you had to, it can be like a top 5 or something. It doesn't have to be the one.
Okay. Starting with my emotions of yesterday, I'm gonna go with Jade.
Jade?
Because she just died in Prospect, and I just want to cry.
Oh, I forgot that happened so early.
Me too. And and then my second favorite has to be John, obviously. Yeah. John is such a dork.
John's so good. I love him.
And then we haven't seen much Tavros right now. There's been just the two or three Pesterlogs, and I'm gonna say he's my third favorite. Yeah. He also just revealed like the thing that he's really happy in Prospect, and then I just remembered that's because he can walk in Prospect, where he has legs, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh, my kid. Did you know, I'm gonna fun fact, did you that originally Hussey wrote the part before you met Tavros, and he said the stuff about how Tavros was the most happy on Prospect, and then a bunch of fans headcanoned that he couldn't walk in real life and that's why he liked Prospect, and then that's why Hussey did that. It came from fan headcanons.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah. No, I read that once and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome. That's what I love about Homestuck. It's so fandom based and fandom created. Yeah. And you can really tell in the first few pages. Yeah. The first few thousand pages.
Yeah. Well, the first few thousand was when he was still taking, well, maybe not thousand, but the first beginning, I think he was still taking reader suggestions for the commands. Yeah. And then he took it over, but he still used a lot of fan headcanons and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that was really cool. I like that. Mm-hmm. But then it's good that he kind of overtook the story. Yeah. Otherwise it might be too confusing.
It's already very long and confusing. Imagine if he was trying to tell it, but he couldn't decide what the commands were.
Yeah, no, that would be insane.
Yeah. That'd be wild. Gosh. But anyways, I interrupted your top 5.
Oh, am I at top 4? I'm at 4?
You said 3. You said Jade, John, and Tavros.
Okay, then Carcat. Yeah. Because he's been present and being a brat. And Terezi and Dave. Oh. Yeah.
It's impossible to have a top.
Oh my gosh, I love Dave though. Yeah. I found my love for Dave again. Yeah. He's such a dork. But he's so cool, but he's not. And he just went through his alchemizing. Uh-huh. He just did a bunch of alchemy with all his stuff, and he just made a bunch of spodge stuff. Yes. And he does that little camera thing where you take a picture of something. So if I took a picture of my teacup, it would make the most relevant spodge comic, and I was just like,
oh, I forgot about Sweet Brown Hell. I mean, I didn't forget, but I forgot how much of a part of Homestuck it is.
Yes, I know. I got lost in it again the other day. I clicked on the page of Spodge, and then I just started rereading the comics, and I was like, this is so bad.
Oh, but so good.
But so good. You can't not read it.
It's iconic. Yeah. Almost more iconic than Homestuck. The fact that it's its own page, and some people could discover Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff on its own. Like, it's its own, technically its own webcomic. Imagine reading that first.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what if someone came to Homestuck from Sweet Brown Hell Jeff?
I mean, it could happen.
Right?
That would be, like, the most amazing introduction to Homestuck.
Oh, the most disturbing. But I feel like it'd be the one where you understand the most of Homestuck.
I feel like it's the one where you would appreciate, like, all the weird humor stuff at the beginning. Like, some people, like, think that the beginning of Homestuck kind of sucks because it's more just, like, goofy and not as much plot. But, like, if you came at it from Sweet Road Hell, Jeff, you'd be like, this is the primo best stuff. Like, weird beginning.
I love the beginning.
I
It
know.
kills me.
Oh,
my friend who's reading it is just very confused.
Of course.
It's like,
if
why?
You're not confused,
Why is he
you're not
putting his
reading
arms in a cake? Why does he have no arm? But he has arms. And I was like, I can't explain it. Okay.
You just have to accept it. Like, the entire, like, thing of Spurb that they can just, like, control each other's houses and never question it.
Yeah.
It's just, you just have to accept it. There's no real logic.
Oh man, I just love the part where Rose puts the bathtub in the living room and John's just standing in it and be like, Rose, is there something wrong with this picture?
Oh, those are such iconic, like, nostalgic moments when it was just the 4 kids.
Yeah. Top 4 favorites, honestly.
Yeah. They're the most, like, they're the heart and soul of Homestuck. Like, the trolls are great, but, like, the main 4 beta kids.
So good.
So good.
Cute. Okay, wait. No. What are your favorites? Tell me your favorites.
Okay. Well, okay. My top favorite is definitely Tavros. It has always been Tavros.
Yeah.
He's like my child, and I love him. But yeah, then probably my second favorite would be John. I really love John.
The Windy Boys.
Yeah, the Windy Boys. I love them. And then after that, it's like so hard. It's like I love Dave. I love Carcat. Yeah. I love Terezi. I love Vriska.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I just love it. Like, whenever I was reading it, my favorite character was always whoever was, like, currently, like, like, the main one being talked about. Like, everybody. There was never a time where, like, I'd be like, oh, I don't want it to be about this character now.
Because everyone's so good.
They're all so good. Like, I think, like, when it was, like, Spade Slick or, like, Doc Scratch, like, I cared a little bit less just because, like, the kids are more interesting. But even then, like, they're still cool. Like, Spade Slick and Doc Scratch and stuff.
The
like,
intermission kills me. With how funny it is.
It's so funny. I just remember reading it the first time. And I've already told you this, but I don't know if I've told the internet. When I was reading it the first time, the intermission, they get to the part where they're making jokes about the bull penis cane. And I remember I was like, I don't know, like 14 or 15 or something. I was reading it and I was like, this is so dirty. I can never tell anyone I ever read this comic because they're making jokes about bull penis canes. And then, of course, I did tell people I read it, but I remember having that moment when I was reading the intermission, like, this is my secret. I can never tell anyone I read this. It's so dirty and bad.
Oh my god. That is so you in high school, though.
Yeah.
You were just so cute and tiny and innocent.
Yeah, that was very much me in high school. Homestuck is, like, what made me be like, oh, people can swear and, like, make dirty jokes, and it's not, like, the end of the world.
It's still good content.
Yeah.
You know,
really transformative.
Oh, that intermission was where Hussey put all his dirty jokes.
Yeah.
So
he really, like, went for it there. Hussey has a playing cards kink, I think.
With the Red Cheeks magazine and the black inches of licorice. Oh god.
So good.
I don't know why he came up with that. Wait, question.
Yes.
Is Midnight Crew its own thing before Homestuck, or is it part of Homestuck, like, completely?
It's part of Homestuck. One thing is that, and I'm not 100% sure because I never read all of Problem Sleuth, which I should someday. I think in Problem Sleuth, which is its own thing, I think the Midnight Crew was, like, mentioned or something. Like, I think they might have also been in Problem Sleuth. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think so. It was never, like, there was never, like, a comic called Midnight Crew, but I think the Midnight Crew might have been in Problem Sleuth.
Got it. Okay. So I was like, I think it's its own comic, but that doesn't make sense because they're very integrated in Homestuck. So Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
cleared
think
up.
that's the case, and I think that's why, like, when people first read it, they were like, "Oh, it's the intuition about the Midnight Crew. It's like a problem sleuth reference," but then it like was actually part of Homestuck. I think.
Got it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, internet.
Yeah.
I guess I could
too.
Google it, but that's too much work.
And it would just ruin this flow.
Yeah, it would ruin the mystery of the Midnight Crew.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wait, I totally interrupted your favorite characters thing.
Oh, well, I don't remember where I was at. Tavros, John, everybody. But like very much the beta kids, very much Vriska, Karkat, Terezi, Gamzee. I forgot about Gamzee.
Everybody forgets about Gamzee.
I know. The fact that he's not on the Kickstarter poster will always bother me.
I think he is the Kickstarter Homestuck.
That's true. It's all purple. It could be like in his head.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's his dream, because they're all in like little bubbles. It's his dream. He's dreaming of all his friends.
He wants everyone to be happy, because he's not happy anymore. He's in a fridge.
I'm so sad. That's the saddest.
Gamzee's such like a mean, not like Gamzee's mean, but Hussey is so mean to us as fans, because Gamzee is like, for the beginning, he's like so chill and like just like a bro, and he's like super nice to Karkat and just like wants to be like really in love with Tavros, and he's like just chill and fun, and you fall in love with him, and then it's like, oh, he's actually like this giant villain, but like also still maybe under mind control and or something. Like it's just like
his story kills me, because he's not ever a villain where you're like, yeah, he's horrible. No, you're always like, but wait, just remember the tiny little Gamzee who just wants to like drink Faygo and be friends with everybody.
I know, right? Oh, Gamzee kills me.
And walk on the beach.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, he did a bunch of bad stuff, but like he never seemed like he had like, oh, here's his like master plan, here's his motivation that he wants to be evil. It's like he's just confused.
Just tiny 13-year-old little Gamzee.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing. I feel like people forget that all these characters are like 13. Like every single bad thing they do, it's like it's a 13-year-old. Like 13-year-olds don't know what they're doing. They're children. Like
that's very true.
Like I don't know, like a lot of them do bad stuff, but they're 13, guys.
Yeah.
If you were 13 and you lived on a murder planet, you would do murders too.
You would do the murders.
You would do lots of murders, and you wouldn't know it's bad because you're 13 and you live on a murder planet.
And that's just the normal thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. But you can really tell the 13-year-oldness a little bit from Tavros, a little bit from Jade and John, because they're all just the more innocent ones. And I love when Tavros talks to Jade and is just like, but everybody's being so mean.
Yeah.
And then Jade was like, yeah, but you guys are being mean to me too. And Tavros is just really sad about it, and Jade's really sad about it, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I love Jade too. I forgot how much I love Jade. I love all of them. And like when you get to the cherubs, like I love the cherubs too.
Yeah, how can you not love them? Well, one of them is really evil.
Caliborn is horrible, but he's so funny. Like, oh, I love how terrible he is.
It's unhealthy. It's an abusive relationship with Caliborn.
With the reader and Caliborn.
Yeah.
Between the reader and Caliborn. Yeah, and the Alpha Kids? I love the Alpha Kids too.
You can't not. And Dirk's is the saddest.
Dirk. He just tries so hard. Speaking of characters who like do bad stuff but they're just confused and don't know what to do. Dirk like forces Jake to date him but doesn't like realize he's forcing him. Ugh, it kills me.
It's just tiny 13-year-olds.
Well, I guess they're 16. The Alpha Kids are 16.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But still, you don't know what you're doing when you're 16 either. You're still a kid.
You don't know what you're doing when you're 21 either.
Yeah. You never know what you're doing.
Basically that's life.
Yeah.
Homestuck always makes you go philosophical.
Instead of thinking about life, think about Homestuck.
Yeah, that's true. It got to the part where John creates all of them.
Oh yeah, slime babies.
Yes, they're so cute. And the scene where you think Act 4 is ending, but it's not actually ending because it's like psych, as Hussey likes to do. Yeah. But it's John
Hussey.
Giving the bunnies to the two blonde ones.
Yes.
to Rose and Roxy, and Cardcat's like, oh my god, no.
Oh yeah, Cardcat's like watching that. I forgot that the trolls were just like spying on the kids the whole time.
Yeah,
Like,
I love it.
It's so good. I love the classic John Cardcat interactions back when like they were super like pitch for each other. Like they like seemed like John Cardcat was gonna be like the end game Kismesis relationship. It totally like it's wild that John or Dave Cardcat became like a canon ship at the end because for so long Cardcat and John was like such a thing.
It was John Cat for life.
Yeah, John Cat like was like iconic for so long, and then it was like psych, classic hussy, psych. It's actually Cardcat and Dave.
That's still the cutest though.
Oh, I know. So
when
good.
you see that building up just a little bit. Yeah. You know, especially that really romantic scene where they're fighting over the book and there's penises drawn everywhere.
The dick book.
Yeah.
I remember when that was the new update. Like, I remember when that came out.
Yes, I was reading it in class when I was supposed to be doing work. And I was reading it near Nathaniel, who was our other friend who was also kind of reading Homestuck.
Yeah.
And Monsieur Tufik, our math teacher, walked by and was like, I'm just done work, so I'm doing this.
I have so many memories of reading Homestuck at school. Like when I took online classes and I'd be in the online classroom, like I didn't only take online classes, but like I took some, and there was like a room where you went to go do it, and I would be in that room like just like reading Homestuck. Like forget doing my homework, this is the Homestuck reading room.
Yeah. Like, why do anything else?
Or, like, going to the library at lunch.
Yes!
And, like, reading Homestuck.
I remember. And I, like, looked over your shoulder and I was like, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I think that's when I started reading it.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, spoilers. And I was like, okay.
I remember being in the cafeteria and you being like, oh, what's that, like, comic you were reading? And I was like, oh, it's Homestuck. And then, like, the next day you're like, oh, I started reading it. And I was like, what? Really? Now I have someone to talk to about it.
I was exciting. The most confused tiny human. I just have to say that Natasha in high school is a little tiny nerd. Tiny, puny, innocent nerd. And then she gives me this webcomic and I'm like, cool, this is gonna be, like, interesting, but like probably like smarticles or something. I don't know. And I open it and this kid and he's putting arms in his cake and he's got a like, and Rose is like destroying his house and I'm just like, I think I'm on the wrong stuff. I'm gonna ask her about it.
And then they made bull penis cane jokes.
Oh, I was so confused. And I came to school and I was like, Homestuck, is that like... Is there, like, a kid? And you're like, yeah, a kid in his room. And I was like, yeah. And there's birthday cakes. And you're like, yeah, that's it. And I was like, I'm confused.
Discovered new things about me.
Yeah, and then we became, like, best friends.
Yeah, through Homestuck. It's a beautiful thing.
Honestly, best friendship to be built through.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that was grammatically correct, but I know what you were saying.
Not. Good.
Well, my second question, which you sort of already answered, was when and how did you get into Homestuck? So
through you. You just casually told me about it, and I was like, I wrote it down on my phone. Or no, because I didn't have a phone. I didn't get a phone until grade 12. I wrote it down on my tiny little iPod.
Remember when we were in high school and we didn't have phones? So long ago.
Most people won't relate to that, but that's okay.
Yeah, most people our age did. We're not that old. We just didn't have phones.
But yeah, no. How did you get through Homestuck? That's what I want to know. I don't think I know.
How did I? I was really I was on DeviantArt all the time for One Piece stuff. And then I just like saw a bunch of Homestuck fan art and stuff because it was just like popular on DeviantArt in like 2011. And then I think the first thing, I remember seeing a picture of Terezi. And I remember thinking she was a guy. And I remember being like, who is this troll guy? And then I like looked it up. And then I was like, okay, her name is Terezi and she's from a comic called Homestuck. And I was very confused when I like went on the Homestuck wiki and it said it was an MS Paint adventure because I thought it actually had something to do with MS Paint. Like I thought you had to read it using MS Paint or something. Like you would like download it and it would be like a bunch of MS Paint pictures. I don't know. I was really confused and I was like, this is weird. And then I like didn't care. And then I saw more of it, and then I saw Tavros, and I was like, I like him a lot. And then I started using Tumblr, and then there was like a lot of like Homestuck there, and I just like saw it a bunch online, and I was finally like, okay, I read a whole bunch of Tavros Ask blogs on Tumblr before I ever read Homestuck, and I like already knew Tavros was my fave. And then finally, I just did read Homestuck because I've been like seeing it so much. So no one told me about it. I just like saw it online a lot.
Oh, that's fair.
And then I really liked it.
It's a pretty good way to get into it.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was. I knew there was a character named Tavros who was a troll, and I liked him, and I knew.
And then you had to wait 5 acts.
Yeah, and he like never showed up, and because most of the stuff I'd seen was about trolls, I thought that all the kids like just like went away. Like I thought after act whatever, like there was just no more kids. Like it was just like, hey, now the story's about trolls. So I was really sad because I liked the kids, and I was like, oh no, they're gonna be replaced by the trolls.
Oh
no. But then they were not. They were just added. But I had no idea what the story was. I like got to that beginning where it's like John in his room, and I was like, what's happening? I don't know, but it's funny, so I'll keep reading it. And then I remember getting to the part, I think it's the beginning of Act 5 or end of Act 4 maybe, or maybe end of Act 5, beginning of Act 6. No, I don't think it was beginning of Act 6 because I don't think Act 6 was out yet when I read it. I don't know. Anyways, there's a moment where it's like the trolls, and then it like zooms in on Solix's glasses.
Yes,
and
I remember that.
Yeah, and it like shows like, oh, okay, yeah. And it shows like swirling space and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I remember being like sitting in my living room reading that moment and like it clicking in my head like, oh, this is like an epic creation myth story. Like this isn't just a goofy story. Like for some reason that moment was like when it clicked that this was like epic. And like I just have this like really clear memory of seeing that page and thinking like Homestuck is epic.
I love that it's the glasses.
Yeah.
That's so like, I don't know, it seems so tiny.
Yeah. There's something about it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. I don't remember when I thought it was epic. When was it? This time. Mm-hmm. This time it was when did I clicked again, even though I already know Homestuck is epic.
But there's like a moment where you're like, oh.
Yeah. And it was during the Flash where, oh man, I think it's the Flash where Jade dies that I was like, holy shit, yeah, I remember how insanely emotional and epic this story is. Yeah. Just from this one. Someone had to die for it, obviously. Yeah. But
then you like realize, like, oh, people die. Yeah. And then they come back to life, but they die.
But you get real sad.
Yeah.
And John cries and I cry. Yeah. Because, like, Jade's letter to him for the present is like, I don't know where I am in this, but I'm sure I'll see you soon. Yeah. I'm so excited for you to be awake now. And I'm like, oh, no.
Isn't that also when he gets a letter, or someone gets a letter from Jake?
Yes.
And it's like, that is, like, wild foreshadowing, because Jake doesn't get introduced for ages. He doesn't get introduced till Act 6. And Act 5 is, like, Jade's super long. Yeah. Yeah,
it's right at the end of Act 4 that happens. Yeah. And then you just have to wait a really long time.
A really long time. Because Act 5 is, like, well, I think technically Act 6 might be longer, because Act 6 lasted for years and years and years. Yeah, no, when I started reading Homestuck in 2011, at the end of 2011, Act 6 started on 11/11/11. So right when I started reading Homestuck, that's when Act 6 started.
Wow.
And then that was in 2011. So between 2011 to like, when did Act 7 start? Like 2016 or 2015?
I think so.
So for like 4 or 5 years, it was just Act 6.
Like, I forgot how short the acts were because I was so used to Act 6 that I was like,
which is like,
wow, it's already Act 4? This is so short.
Yeah, the first 4 acts are short, and then they get, well, Act 7 is short, but 5 and 6 are so long.
I feel like Act 2 was the shortest.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It's been feeling so short. I'm already on Act 5, and I'm like, what happened?
But now you're going to get to the thing, now it's going to be Act 5 for a really long time, and then it's going to be Act 6 for a really long, although it's hard to tell how long Act 6 actually is, because that's when there was a bunch of hiatuses. Yeah. So it wasn't just long like page-wise, it was just long like time-wise when you were like reading it update to update.
Yeah, because we had to wait so long for things.
Yeah.
It was miserable.
Yeah. I'm glad that like the big hiatuses didn't happen until we were in university though.
Yeah.
Because all throughout high school, we pretty much consistently had updates to talk about. Like, we'd come to school and be like, did you read the update this morning?
Or it's just past your time at, like, midnight, like, did you read it? Is it there? Did you get it?
He updated, like, multiple times a day. I would check every morning before I went to school. I would check during school, like, at lunch or, like, during breaks. and then when I got home, and then before I went to bed, there would often be more than one update.
Girl, it was the best. It was the greatest time.
It was a golden age. It was so good.
I wish he still updated. I want more stuff.
I know.
But it was a good...
Yeah. Well,
the ending.
The ending, pros and cons. But I'm glad it did end, so it's not just continually there's another 5-year hiatus. But I don't know. Now I need to find something else.
Now we have Hive Swap.
Hive Swap. Yes, I'm excited for that when it ever comes out.
I'm hopeful. I'm so hopeful because he started it and his company and he chose the people. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to be better than that stupid company who screwed him over.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
Yes. I believe in it. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, it's never going to happen. I'm sure it will. And
like my mom who said it the first day that I bought that $380 thing. She was like, are you sure this isn't a scam? And to this day, sometimes she's like, did you ever get that game? And I'm like,
well, to be fair, we did get all the stuff.
Yeah.
That, the t-shirts and posters and stuff. So that came pretty quickly. So at least it's not like we've been waiting all this time and haven't gotten anything.
That's true.
But someday.
I don't think all that is worth $380.
No.
The game,
yes. The game will happen.
If you include the game and all the different acts and things that he's planning for it, then yes. But
yes.
It's gonna happen, I guarantee it.
Yes, it will. Someday.
I'm so excited. I think it's happening soon.
It should be. That's what they said. But they've said that before. But I think they seem like they're really on track now.
Yeah.
And I am excited. And we will talk about it a bunch.
Yes.
It'll be so good.
We can play it together.
Yeah. I don't know if it's multiplayer, but
we can Skype.
Yes, while we're playing it. Yes. Very good.
We can explore throughout the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm excited.
Me too.
That makes me think of I remember when the updates that were the Dancestors, you could go around and talk to all the Dancestors.
Yes.
And that was I remember being around Halloween and I remember they was 2 parts and one came out and then one came out the next day or something. And I remember being in math class and you, me, and I think Nathaniel were all talking about it.
Yes.
And we met all the Dancestors and it was super exciting because we've been hinted at it. We met Mina and Arania, but not the others. And it was we were waiting for Rufio because we knew. Because, I think he was in the second part. So we went through the first part, and then it was I know Tavros' Dancestor is coming. I bet he's going to be called Rufio, and, all these, headcanons.
That was a great thing of Hatsu to do, because that was fandom me, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think a lot of the Dancestor stuff was, fandom-y.
Yeah. It was so good. I love that update.
And it was so long. It took hours to play each one if you want to talk to everyone.
And there's always so much to check out in those little flash games.
Yeah.
Because almost everything is clickable and you click on everything because everything is funny and you're just I want to see everything. Yeah. And then 3 hours later you're oh, that was 1 page technically of Homestuck.
Technically. And then sometimes you get 1 page that's a GIF with no text.
Yeah. And you're oh, click.
Yeah. So 1 page is very varied.
Yeah, which is so neat of this because books you can say 10,000 pages and you average about a minute a page and 10,000 minutes, but this is so different. It could be a second to 3 hours. Yeah, and you're just how is this calculated as the isn't it the second biggest work in the English language?
I think so. I think it's after Ulysses or something. It's the longest. But it's is that based on just text? Is that based on pages? Is that based on time? Because it's really different when it comes to this. But that's why it's so fun. It's I've never seen or read anything that's as unique as Homestuck, story and format wise. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Homestuck? What is it that's
Hey, that's my question 3. You're psychic.
Oh my god! We've established that I was psychic.
Yeah, tell that story.
Oh my god. Okay, so when you buy the package of gaming on Kickstarter, we got this thing that it was you get 2 badges and it's your ultimate troll or human or it's your ultimate Homestuck ship. Yeah. And I was oh my god, it's here, my mail is here, and Natasha was oh my god, my mail's here, and I was I bet that mine is gonna be that yours. I guessed yours.
No, you guessed yours. You guessed yours.
Mine? Okay.
Yeah.
I was I bet mine's gonna be Fairy and Calliope, something super weird like that. And then I opened the mail. There it is, Fair and Calliope. And I was like, oh my god, how did I guess that? That's impossible. There's so many characters in Homestuck. I could have gotten anybody.
Yeah.
But I actually guessed both. Like, not just one,
Yeah, it's not like you just guessed one. You guessed both. And there was, like, an infinite amount of possibilities. I, like, didn't believe you at first. I was like, no. How could you have guessed that?
And I think you got, like, Dirk and Kanea.
Yeah. Which is funny because they're both gay.
They're the gayest of the gay.
Gayest ship of all. Yeah, I got that one, which was great. But no, like you guessed yours, and I was like, this is your psychic. But
you totally had your mail before. You told me you had your mail. You're just lying.
How dare you? Yeah. So, anyways, finish asking what you were gonna say about favorite part.
Yeah. What is your favorite part of Homestuck?
Like favorite part, like favorite like act or scene, or favorite like thing about it.
Like both. Favorite. Start with favorite thing about it, and then you can go into favorite act.
Okay.
Or favorite scene.
Good question. I think my favorite thing about it is how good the characters are. Like, he writes characters so well. Like, you love all of them, and they're all like super, super unique. Like, every character is so iconic. They have like their own like personality that's like super, super like distinguishable. And there's like so many characters, but none of them feel like copies of each other. Like,
yeah.
I love it. I love the characters so much. That's why it's hard to pick a favorite, because they're all like so good. And then my favorite act or whatever, that's so hard. I think it's probably Act 5. Like, that's where you like meet all the trolls and stuff. I think.
It's good.
I don't know. I feel like I have to reread it to know. It's been like so long since I read stuff that I don't really like remember specific parts.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I have a fresh memory, so I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
But you
should answer it.
Act 4. Because I can remember, but I just don't know everything. Because I haven't reread those parts yet.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. What's your favorite thing and favorite part?
Oh, favorite thing is obviously characters, too. Yeah. Which is just my favorite thing about any story, really. Yeah. Because that's just what I go for, is characters. Mm-hmm. If it's good characterization, then I love it.
Exactly.
But I like that the point you said about how none of them are copies of each other, because it's so true. Mm-hmm. Because I was thinking just characterization in the terms that you just see a lot of every character through their pestalogs, and pestalogs is where the most of the story happens, really.
Yeah.
And that's just really neat, because like not many stories are told through conversation, because everybody's like show not tell, but Hesiod's like, well, no, you gotta tell it through conversation.
Yeah.
It's so neat.
That's good telling.
Yeah, it's such good telling. And you just really love it, because every conversation is so different. And every conversation between different characters are so different. John and Jade are not the same as John and Dave. And
yeah, that's true. It's like characters act differently depending on who they're talking to, and that's so realistic. Like, people, you talk differently to different people. Oh, it's so good.
Exactly. It's so neat, because they're never the same, and you're just like, but it's not confusing, because you know who they are.
Yeah.
They're still them at the core, and you're so excited every time that a new pestalog happens with a new character that you haven't seen them talk to before. So it's like when Carcat first gets introduced and is talking to John, at first you're like, well, no, at first he talks to Jade. But when he talks to John, you're like, oh my god, this is a new character that he's going to talk to. This is so exciting. And then you see other parts of John, and you're like, wow. Yeah. Everything is so cool.
John being more of an asshole.
Yeah, basically.
Carcat brings that out in him.
John is such an asshole.
I know.
He was talking to Dave, and like, I was just like, John, stop.
John, you're terrible, but I love you. That's the thing. Also, all of them are kind of terrible. Like, no one is totally good or totally bad. Like, I love them all.
They're so good. Oh, I laughed so hard at the part that I totally forgot this happened. Because Jade has her dream bot.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
so
forgot about that.
When she falls asleep. And then she's doing the thing for Dave, like, being his user or whatever and controlling his house.
Oh, yeah.
And she's asleep when that happens at one point, and he can tell because she's being a doof, because she's so much more goofy when she's sleeping. It's just so funny to me. Again, with the characters being so different every time. But, and then Dave's like, hey, are you in your bed? And she's like, yeah. He's like, do me a favor, just slap to your left a little. And she does it, and she wakes herself up, and I'm just like, oh my god. I can't believe that was a thing. Don't know why it was, but it's so funny to me. I don't know why.
There's so much funny stuff. It's so funny. It's the perfect mix of like really funny, but like also really serious.
Yeah.
Like really dramatic stuff happens.
Yeah. That's kind of like One Piece, which I guess is why you are very big fans of both of those.
That's like all my favorite things. It has to have really good characters and it has to be really funny and really serious at the same time. If it has those things, then I'm gonna love it no matter what.
Basically. And that's what Homestuck is. Because you switch from super cute like reunion between WB, PM, and AR, all sitting around the little fire and all the food, and then you go to like someone dying and you're like,
oh,
why?
The emotional whiplash. I live for it.
Oh my gosh.
It's true. It's so good. So what's your favorite like part, like act or whatever, or scene?
I'm gonna go with. Oh, that is the toughest question.
Yeah, right.
Because Act 6 is forever, and I don't remember it all that much.
Act 6 is like a bunch of acts mixed together, really.
And then it happens so sporadically. Because that was the one with a bunch of hiatuses, too.
Yeah.
Granted, some tinier than the Gigapaws. But, oh, the Gigapaws. But yeah, no, it's just hard to remember all of it consecutively in one act when it's so split up and sporadic. However, my favorite part, starting from Act 1 to Act 4, or Act 5, because that's where I'm at now, I'm going to go with, I think Act 4.
Act 4?
Because that's when things start to get, like, brewing and epic, and you start to learn about the story, you start to learn about how everybody's connected, you start to learn about why Jack Noir is so important, and he starts to do his thing and take all the rings and take all the staffs from the king and the queens and then you find out that the person who's doing the controls of the kids is always someone who was exiled, and you're just like getting to know all these things, and you really know the game.
That's true.
You know the game. You don't know the story, because the story really derails from the game itself. Because at first, at this point, I was like, oh yeah, John English. No, not John English. Lord English.
John English
is like the main point of the game, but he's not.
Yeah.
And that's something I totally forgot. Like they're technically supposed to be like almost beating the game at this point.
Yeah.
But there's still 4 or 5 acts to go, and I'm just like, wow, I forgot that was a thing that happened.
True. It's true because it's like, it's crazy. Like, Hussey created this whole thing of like this game and like what the game is and how you're supposed to win it and whatever. And like that alone would have been a really interesting story. But then he's like, also, their game doesn't go as planned and all these other crazy things happen to them because their game is like essentially broken.
Yeah.
And it's like, you like created this whole thing and then broke it and made it even more interesting.
Which is so neat because that was what Spurb did, technically. They like have all these kids who then end up having to create each other and send them back to the world just to die, basically, and fail at life. And that's just like, I was like, oh my god, like that is some philosophical, pessimist, nihilistic shit.
It's wild. Oh, man.
Oh, it's just insane.
So intense.
But that was so cool. Like, I love Act 4. I think I'm gonna go with that one for now.
That makes sense. I kind of forgot what Act 4 was, but you're right. It is like the beginning of...
Yeah.
That's when you first talk to the trolls, right? Like, you meet them officially in Act 5, but Act 4 is when they start talking to them, right?
Yeah. I think you get a little bit in Act 3, but not as much as Act 4. Act 4 is like... Act 3 is like Jade gets to talk to Carcat, and Carcat's like, talk to me, and she's like, no. Y'all are mean. Because they are.
Yeah.
But,
they're a bunch of little assholes from Murder Planet.
They are! They're horrible! And they're all just being really rude. And then Kanea and Rose start to become friends.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cute.
And they get married.
Yeah! Rose becomes an alcoholic and everything is sad.
No. Right. So many sad things happen.
I know, it's insane. Because at first you're just like, everything is happy in Homestuck, and then it's not, and you're derailed from your train of happiness.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's so sad.
Then something funny happens and everything's okay.
Yeah. It's good balance. I had a few more questions, but we've only got about like 10 minutes left. So do you have any other things you wanted to specifically mention?
Oh my gosh.
Any thoughts?
I just reread. I think there's always something new to find out. For, like, example, We Were Vagabond was, like, drawing all the planets. He was drawing sky, and he was drawing all the checkboard. And that's kind of obvious, because he just, like, you just go through that part of the story where that's explained by Nana. But then he draws all the kids' planets.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, why? How does he know that? But you don't know that he knows until you're in the future when you find out the look of those planets. But at that point, you've forgotten that he's drawn them because you're so far in the story and so much has happened and so much random stuff. Yeah. But then when you reread, you're like, I know those planets! That's Loas and Lolar and everything! And you're just so excited. And then you're like, wait, how does he know the look? And then it's explained again in Act 4 that he's in exile and yada yada yada. Yeah. And you're just like, everything is so connected and so well done. And then you think Hussey planned the entire thing from day one. And you're just insanely, like... I just want to bow down to his feet. Like, you are my king.
I know. That's like my life goals, to make something like half as cool as what Hussey did.
It's amazing. Just plan it out and you'll be great. You have that talent already, so you'll be fine.
But it's interesting because, like, he has said that, like, he planned some stuff, but he definitely didn't have like a roadmap. Like, he didn't have like a huge plan. Like, a lot of it, I think, was like he did something he thought was cool, and then he like went back and like made sure to reference it, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was a combination. Like, I don't think he had nothing planned.
That's a good way to do a story.
Yeah. Which I think allowed it to be more like he could have like fan, because like if Tavros being in a wheelchair was a fan thing, then the whole like revenge thing with like Tavros and Vriska and Terezi and Aradia like all getting revenge on each other, obviously he couldn't make that up until after he decided Tavros was in a wheelchair. So like a lot of things like came later, because like if he had it all planned from the beginning, he couldn't take as much like fan inspiration.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, you know, that's so true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah. That's
and then Spade Slick in the intermission has that lance.
Oh yeah.
That Vriska uses to kill, to kill Tavros. Makes me so sad.
It's so I love Vriska so much, but like also she's like terrible to Tavros, and like it's a very emotional. Any scene that involves Vriska and Tavros is like, this kills me. This is so painful. Basically, it's my kids.
She's the worst to him, except when he gains his confidence or whatever and is super sassy and I'm just so happy with him.
I know.
He's so, and then he becomes an asshole.
Just like he deserves to become an asshole.
He does, of all people.
Yeah, everyone has been an asshole to him.
Yeah. Poor Tavi.
Tavros. But I love how like people like write him off as like, oh, he's just like stuttery and shy, but it's like he makes a lot of like asshole jokes, and like when he and Dave are like doing their rap battles.
Oh
like,
my god.
They're both such assholes, and it's great.
Tavros is the worst at the rap battle. Yeah. At one point, the first one, he's like talking about a goat and stuff, and I was like, Tavros, none of this makes sense. But he's such an ass about it. He's like, you were just served. And I was like,
I love them. Have you gotten to the one yet where Dave like proposes to Tavros in his rap?
No, he doesn't reply yet. So far, there's only the part where Dave just makes a bunch of innuendos and Tavros is so uncomfortable. And then there's the one where Tavros asked Rose what to do, and she's like, just be poetry. And he's like, I can do it on my own, I don't need your help. And then he does horrible about talking about eating a goat or something. No. So far Dave has not replied. Because Dave's too busy being future Dave and being Dave Sprite.
Right, yeah, Dave Sprite. Dave Sprite's tragic too.
Yeah, I know.
Tragic.
And at first you're like, oh, he's so cool, but then you realize everybody's like, not real Dave, and he's like, but I am real Dave.
No, poor Dave Sprite. What even happens to Dave Sprite at the end? Is he still around?
No, I think does he blow up? Does he die?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't
remember
think
either.
so.
Oh, he just disappears. He just goes away because he's so sad.
Or does
he like dating Jade or something?
Does he get like? Oh, he becomes Dave Petta Sprite.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about that.
Dave
Sprite and Petta, and then they're like super hyperactive and really happy.
Yeah, they're so cute.
I forgot about that. Right, I was like, where did Dave Sprite go? Became Dave Petta.
Dave Petta.
Mm-hmm.
Things that we are finding out again. So exciting.
Yeah, there's so many things I don't remember.
Yeah.
I do. I will reread it this summer. I will
Please
tell
do.
you.
I want to talk to you about it again.
Yeah, relive those high school days.
So
Oh yeah,
fun.
we should mention that we wore horns to school. That's what we said at the beginning.
We did, because, okay, when we were cosplaying, it was Halloween.
Yeah.
It was our first Halloween where we were Homestucks together. And you and I decided to be, you know, Gamzee and Tavros, because that was our ship. That was our favorite.
Yeah.
And it was the cutest thing. And we made these humongous horns.
Too big. We made
big.
them too big.
They're supposed to be for the Dancestors, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're so huge. But we had so much of the stuff left that we decided to make everybody else's tinier horns. So like Karkat's horns, Terezi's horns, Solix's horns, and Nepetta's horns. All the tiny little nubbin ones.
Yeah.
And they were so easy to transport and on headbands that why not wear them to school on any other day besides Halloween?
I still can't believe we did that.
I think we wore them for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And then we both got our hair cut short and we were like, we want to show off our hair so we won't wear the horns. And then we never wore the horns again because we realized it was a little bit embarrassing.
A little bit. I feel like I must have like on some level realized it was embarrassing, but also just like I wanted to embrace it.
I didn't care at that point. Everybody in our school accepted our weirdness.
That's true.
And was just like, no, they're just cute tiny humans who like webcomics.
Yeah, we went to a very, very small school. Yeah. At that point we were in grade like 11 or something. There was only like 8 people in our class.
Yeah.
They all didn't care. They knew us. They were like, yeah, I'd expect that.
Who was it that made fun of most? I think it was Alex that made fun of us most.
Probably.
Was it Nathaniel?
I don't know. Nathaniel's funny because he also read Homestuck, so I feel like he had like even more grounds to make fun of us because he knew exactly what we were doing.
Everybody else is just confused, but Nathaniel was like, "No, you're being dorks."
Also, we both had hoodies. Like you had the Rage hoodie and I have the Breath hoodie, and we wore them all the time.
So we did all the time. We never took them off.
Nope, constant.
And then we had our Breath shirt. And you had your light shirt, your seer shirt, and and then we both had the Spades shirt. And, you know, we tried not to coordinate, but sometimes we just like to wear them, and then it was at the same time when people were like, aren't they the same?
Are you wearing matching
And someone thought my shirt was toothpaste.
Yeah.
Like the breath looks like toothpaste.
Looked like Monsieur, I remember Monsieur Paya was like, is that a toothpaste shirt?
What brand? Colgate or Crust?
Homestuck brand.
So good. Such nerds.
That was like just like my entire high school life was like Homestuck. Just summarized by Homestuck.
Yep. And then we did, you know, the Trickster.
Oh yeah.
Trickster Dirk and
Jane.
Jane.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Those ones I was really proud of those. I feel like they turned out really well.
I know, they did. I was really proud of them too. I still have the little arm thingies you knitted for me. I still have them. That's so sweet of you.
Aw.
They're so cute, and they're fitting. They still fit.
Oh,
obviously,
nice.
Cause
you just wear them for fashion.
I do sometimes. I just stand in my room and I go, I'm wearing them.
Amazing. I think I still have the whole Jane cosplay, but I don't have it here. I have it in Kelowna, like with my family.
Yeah.
I think.
I threw out the Dirk glasses.
I think I have the Tavros one too.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't. I threw away the pants and I threw away the shirt. But I still have the horns, which is the most important, longest part to do.
That's the one that took the longest to make. So.
We still need to do the apocalyptic one.
Yeah, someday we'll do post-apocalyptic. Because the horns are all cracked now, so it'll look like we got in a terrible fight.
Exactly. It'll look awesome.
Yeah.
So excited.
That was so fun. That was like so good when we did the cosplays.
We had such a good high school experience.
Yeah. It was a perfect time. I'm so glad we were in high school when Homestuck was like right at its peak.
Yes. It was the best time. Because if we had come later, we would have been through all the pauses and it wouldn't have been as exciting.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been nearly as fun.
Feel bad for anybody who came in with a pause. Like through the gigapause. That would be so sad.
Yeah.
No updates.
No. couldn't come to school every single day and be like, did you read it?
That was the best part.
Yeah, I think there might have been one pause when we were in grade 12.
Yes, there were. I think it was during my time away, when I was gone for like 2 weeks. I think there was a pause during that time too.
Yeah. There might
Near
have
the
been.
end of high school, I think there was a big pause.
Grade like 10, 11, I think was like when it was really, really good.
12 was a little sad. Because it just kept being little pauses.
Like, stop pausing, Hussy. Why are you doing this to us?
We just want to talk about it forever.
Yeah. But it's good. And then it ended last year. It was very emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just spammed you with texts just like, why is this over? I don't understand. I don't like it.
No, how can it be over? And it was just like, the whole thing was like so good and so built up. I'm interested with you rereading it, how you feel about the ending when you read it all at once. Because I feel like
I'm curious too.
I feel like the ending felt kind of disappointing when you like had been waiting so long for it and you like built it up so much in your head that like nothing could have been good enough. But I feel like if you just read it all at once, I wonder if it'll be good or not.
Because everything is just very fluent. Not fluid. Fluid? It's just flowing really well.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like the ending will be a little bit more like that without all the pausing that we were doing.
Yeah. Yes. I'll find out too, because I'm going to reread it this summer. I will.
Hopefully you'll catch up before I finish it.
Yes, I should. I'll try.
I'm reading it so fast. It's sad.
Yes, I'm sure once, like, it's just like a matter of getting into it. I'm sure once I like start, I'll be like super addicted again and like read it really fast. I just need to start. So
that'll be good.
I'll do it soon. Yeah. Cool. So that's about an hour. That is episode 1 of Internet Kids, my very clever title, because we're just a bunch of internet kids who are fans of things on the internet.
I like that.
Thank you. I was trying to think of one that had fandom in the title, but I couldn't think of anything that sounded good.
Internet Kids works. It's cute.
Yeah.
I just imagine like a little logo full of tiny children.
Tiny children on the internet.
Just a bunch of tiny laptops.
Yeah, I'll try to come up with something. Make a little logo, little title screen. So thank you for being the guest speaker on my inaugural episode of Internet Kids.
I was honored. Honestly.
Yes. We'll have to do another one. I'm going to do a bunch, so we'll have to think of another fandom we have in common.
Oh, man.
Someday we'll do another one. But thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed listening to us talk about Homestuck for an hour. Like I said, I'm probably going to do new episodes of this either once a month or twice a month, depending on how many friends are willing to talk to me for an hour. And it'll be on my YouTube channel, and I might put it on SoundCloud and stuff. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, you can like this and subscribe, because I'll be making more of these, and I do talk about Homestuck a lot on my channel and other nerdy things. And you can comment and let me know what you think of Homestuck, and say hi to Valérie, because it was super cool of her to do this with me. Any final words?
What's a good way to end a Homestuck fandom thing?
I don't know. I warned you about the stairs, bro.
Yes, there you go. I told you, dog.
We warned you. Thank you for listening, and thanks for being here, Valérie. Bye. Bye.